Interested in learning how to use these, the Festool parallel guides? Well, stay tuned. I'm in the middle of building a cabinet and I've got some pieces to cut, and I figured I'm going to use these FSPA parallel guides from Festool, and so I thought I'd show you how we use it. This is a 4x8 sheet of 25/32 or 18mm plywood. So I'm making side panels for sustainer cabinet. I've already cut this part here and I've cut this line off. Now what I need to do is I need to cut these pieces 1024 by 350mm, and what I need to make now are 350mm cross cuts across this board. And in order to do that, I'm going to use the FSPA parallels guides along with this 1400 rail. So as you can see, we want a rail that's going to be wide enough to span whatever workpiece you're trying to cut. Now how these work is that these attach to your rails, and then this is your indices, whatever, that lets you know exactly what your measurement is. In this particular case, we're going to do 350 millimeters. So I'm taking this and making sure that the cursor is at 350. Let's put that on there. On the opposing side, I'm going to be looking for 350 millimeters. All right, that's going to be our set. However, if this is your first time using the parallel guides, you're going to want to check to make sure the accuracy is correct. 3 of the edges are perfectly clean and square and parallel, but we're going to be referencing off of here, going 350 millimeters down this way, and then making our cuts. So what we need to do is we need to check the measurements. I'm going to take it here, measure out exactly 350, and I'm putting my mark right at 350. And then on this side, just so we have a double reference, this will be 350 right here. And this is what we're going to use to calibrate the parallel guides. Now, in order to check the calibration, we need to install them. Now, when you install them, remember that we're going to be using these as our stops. They're going to go on that edge. So it's going to need to orient itself this way so that this is inside. And we're just now going to use to slide it in. This piece here goes over this rib, and then this nut goes inside that rib, and that is held down by this cam, so loosen that. You also have to tighten or loosen this. So loosen this up so it's nice and wide, and then we just slide it on. It can be a little bit tricky to slide it all together. It's kind of, actually, in some respects, it is a little bit of a pain. This one goes in fairly well this time. So we're going to push all this in. I'm going to leave it loose. And then on this side, we're going to do the same thing. Open up the cam, make sure that's loose, make sure this is loose. Slide this on here. Make sure the nut goes into the track rails, or the rail tracks. We're going to slide this in. And now what we're going to do, make sure that the rail sits relatively in the center. Right, we do want to have it maybe a little bit more justified on here, on this end, so that we have a place for the infeed for the saw. So I'm going to pull this a little bit more taut there, push this in more. Now I can screw this down, push that cam underneath here and lock it. It doesn't have to be super tight. It can be a little bit loose. There is a lot of play. We just want to make sure that it will sit over the rail. We may have to adjust it later. Okay, so now that's all locked down. Now let's take this back to the edge there. All right, now we're dropping this on here. So these two stops are set to 350, and now we're going to look and see how does this rail mark to our marks already. So if we look here, we can see that, oh, that's good. Down here, that's good as well. The stops are in their spots, so this rail is calibrated correctly. I'd already done this a while ago with this particular rail, so it's really on the money. Now, in case you do need to readjust the calibration, you can do that by loosening this nut, this screw here with a flathead screwdriver, and gently moving it back and forth, and that will give you, that will change the registration so you can properly calibrate it. But this rail is completely calibrated, so we don't have to worry so much about that. If you're interested, Brent Shively has a video on Festool USA's website that explains exactly how to do the calibration. Now, with this done, we can do repeatable cuts without any kind of fanfare and just work our way down. the rail is being, leveraged out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten it up, make sure that it's all square, make sure that our mark is met right there, and then I'm going to clamp it down so that it will hold it in place. Oh, that doesn't work. Oh, that's right. I can't do that with the track there. So let's put the saw on the rail. Just got to make sure that we tension everything tight. That should hold everything good. Let's make the cut. There we go, 350 right on the money. So, you see here the cam got a little bit loose, so we're just going to readjust it back to 350. And that's how you can use the FSPA parallel guides to make precision cuts, repeatable precision cuts with your track saw. I hope this helps, and if you have questions, please leave them in the comments down below. If you'd like me to get into more detail about anything, also put those in the comments down below. And are you the kind of person that uses parallel guides? Do you have a favorite, or are you just someone that wants to mark the workpiece each time and lay the rail accurately? So let me know those things, what you think, and see you next time.